will have any response to this. Destiny, quick daily reminder that Ethan from H3H3 is likely a pedophile who has molested his own children. That's what he said. Inviting me.
Stop platforming people that are not supporting your candidates. You are private political parties. You're supposed to be self-interested, okay? The whole reason you have superdelegates is to protect your elections, right? Stop inviting people to your events that hate your candidates. Don't do that. Stop doing that. It's retarded. Stop highlighting these people. Stop platforming these people. Stop spotlighting these people. Let them go to is it SDA, the Socialist Democratic Party of America?
Brilliant. Brilliant guy. What is it, the SDA?
Let them go do events with those people. Jesus. Why would you cuck out so hard at these losers? Hasan shouldn't be anywhere near the DNC. Brianna Joy Gray, I don't know if she gets invited. Nobody for Breaking Points, Kyle Kulinski included, I'm sorry. Maybe, actually. I'll give him... he's a little over the wall for me. Maybe he could come back, though.
Wow. Brother, who died and made you responsible for who gets an invite to the Democratic Party? Like, why does he think he gets to have a say on here from the outside? Bro wasn't even invited to the DNC, and he's just he's hating from outside the club. He can't even get in. He's like, oh, I'm the liberal gatekeeper. Why are you inviting these people? Invite me.
Yeah, anybody related to I don't know where Sam Cedar was. Actually, Sam Cedar is so poisoned by the people around him that, no, even he shouldn't be anywhere. Yeah, none of these people should be anywhere near. Because if you're the Democratic Party, you have to support the people that are supporting you, okay?
Bro's like the Reddit mod for the DNC. I mean, he is. That's his Reddit mod was the one. That's the reason why Stale 2000 speaks the way he does and carries himself the way he does, because he's a super fan of. They're all the same.
One of the things that you guys, I hate being a cuckoo. But I have to remind you guys of this, okay? I have to remind you guys because you have to understand this, okay? Because you take me for granted, all right? You take my psychological tenacity for granted. It is incredibly difficult to be out there on your own, okay? With no major backing, no major political communities, nobody else in the end. That is an incredibly difficult thing to do. So if you're the Democratic Party and you're backing people that hate your candidates and you're not providing any support to people that support your candidates.
It's so funny. This is like anyone that watches Destiny's commentary and thinks they're getting a political education is just as dumb as the MAGA supporters are, okay? It's just his own personal envy, his own personal resentment, and this incredible self-entitled attitude where he's like, why is the Democratic Party not listening to me? A guy who's in the throes of a court battle right now for distributing revenge porn. Like, why aren't they coming to me? A guy who's written a manifesto about how white people should be able to say the N-word. A guy who says every slur under the sun with regular frequency. A guy who has collaborated with Nazis and openly flexed how they revitalized Nick Fuentes' career and how Nick Fuentes should be sucking his dick. A guy who may or may not have actually sucked Nick Fuentes' dick. We don't know. A guy who in that court battle that we were talking about, it came out that he was procuring child sexual abuse material. This is the person who thinks he is the gatekeeper of the Democratic Party. A guy who is literally outside and cannot get in. A guy who regularly doxes people that he does not like, regardless of their political perspectives. A person who is just self-interested through and through. You are not going to get a solid political education from a person like this. He's very good at debating. I've said this many times over. But being a good debater does not mean that he is very knowledgeable. Being a good debater does not mean that he has good political instincts. He has horrible political instincts. He's not very knowledgeable about the issues he speaks on. He is, however, very confident. And not only is he very confident, but he can just like scour talking points from a Wikipedia article and then throw them and gish gallop in real time and commit to a litany of different debate offenses, right? That he can rationalize in the moment on the spot. And that's what makes him a good debater. But more often than not, he's too busy cucking himself because he can't keep his dick under control. And he's sociopathic and self-interested to the maximum degree. So he just keeps destroying what his career could be like. If this man had any real intellectual prowess and any interest in actually doing something, okay, instead of saying all, okay, instead of saying all, doing all this, like, you know, procuring CSAM, things of that nature, he could have been dean. Destiny's take on degenerate animals whining about not having any Palestinians speak at the DNC.
Sherlock, after the way the lines, the insane, all the sloganeering, you with the Houthi interviews, like what Antifa rally, like yeah, Sherlock, after the way that you animals have conducted yourselves, the Hamas chants, the Houthi slogan signs, the insane, all the sloganeering, you with the Houthi interviews, like what? Yeah, what do you think? Like, well, okay, well, can you just let one of us? Can you just let one of us on stage come and just like, well, you could vet us for? Yeah, no. You guys acted like insane people. Why did you ever expect to have a seat at the table with the grown-ups? How would an unfathomable crazy state? That would be like me being indignant that Barack Obama and Biden won't sit down with me for an interview because you're mad at some tweets. Really? Come on. Okay, who cares? You guys are old. All right, we've all a few kids in a video game. I'm over in a video game. Hello, in Call of Duty. All right.
They were like, no, sorry, we have a cop who literally was doing DIY, like sex trafficking operations. As he says, sitting at home, not invited to the DNC. But that's it. He was a Biden dead ender as well. For those of you who don't remember, he also urged Biden not to drop out. He was a Biden dead ender. He said Biden was never going to drop out. He actually famously did that Jubilee video where he talked about how Biden wasn't going to drop out, and he was like debating all these people. And then Biden dropped out by the time that the Jubilee video came out. Like, he's just an angry cuck. He is an angry cuck that immediately drops as many heinous things as he possibly can about anyone who has ever offended him, anyone who's ever made him feel small, anyone who's ever made him feel weak. It's pure spite-driven politics. No political ideology beyond what he perceives is the best possible lane to be as edgy as possible, while simultaneously hopefully getting invited every now and then to the liberal events and things of that nature without being deplatformed. It's ridiculous. LSF thread full of people agreeing with Destiny that people should stalk and harass Hasan in public. Totally not a brigade, in my opinion. What is this? HasanAbi noticed Destiny encouraging his fans to bully and track Hasan at protests. The other comment calling this out, this was a comment got Ninja removed by a moderator. Anytime a comment mentions ex-girlfriend Hasan redacted name that had law enforcement called on her, not speaking on him, it also gets removed. Yeah, I wonder why, because is Janice Griffith, and yes, the porn star. Can you give the rest of the context? He called cops on her, giving him the silent treatment. Yes, he called a fake wellness check because she wouldn't reply to his text out they broke up. That's shocking. Again, and not only is it, Janice has literally asked for people not bring this up, that she has personally debunked it and hates that people keep bringing it up, and has even said like she feels bad that she even said it at the time. Don't worry, in a super convenient fashion for Hasan, the mega viral post here, the Democrats while in Minnesota also got removed for a clickbait title, while much more dead posts remain. Awesome stuff going on. I love that these guys still circle jerk about how this sub is like supposedly defending me. But yeah, ultimately, the entire thread is just like, every time there's a thread of me on LSF, the Reddit bots are crazy. And they're like, no, he deserves everything. He is the worst person of all time. Yeah. Ethan Klein is currently boosting the hit piece he had. His PR firm right about Hasan Parker's former relationship, despite the subject of the article spending the last few days repeatedly begging to be left out of it as discussing sexual harassment from the H3 community mounts. Did you really not read my tweet I just posted? I just asked to be left out of it. Hasan is fine. We have no bad blood. I thought stop using me as a gotcha for him. People make mistakes, but I've been begging to be left out of it, so leave me out of it. It's been 7 years. I'm over it. You should get over it too. Being this upset about strangers on the internet is not healthy for you. But it's not. I literally asked to be left out of it in the screenshot. The original tweet says Hasan would have a girlfriend, but it's been 7 years. He isn't a bad person. We were both younger and people make mistakes. It's not fair to demonize him on my behalf when I don't. Yeah, you can, because I'm over it. Should have handled things differently. I don't think he's a bad person. People are allowed to grow. I don't appreciate being a gotcha for someone. I genuinely feel bad for Hasan because his entire audience is crazy. People love or hate. They are bananas. Right, Lamau? It also wasn't 4 a.m. for me. I'm name searching to submit my new DMCA takedown service. It's a hell I'd never choose for fun, but I'd love not to have hundreds of thousands of stolen views. This isn't fun for anyone. What is this? Yeah. Anyway, it's just like the type that I have to deal with on a daily basis. People just like, what is this? Damn, you actually dated Janice? Base chud mogger? What? Yeah, also, I wonder if Ethan Klein will have any response to this. Destiny, quick daily reminder that Ethan from H3 is likely a pedophile who has molested his own children. That's what he said. It's so funny that these guys are terrified of ever. It's so funny that these guys are so terrified of crossing destiny. I've never said anything remotely as heinous as this, okay? Let's see how much Ethan Klein, formerly known as Pedo Troll, responds to this. Okay. Let's see. I doubt it. They're just saying it's just his rhetorical style. I used to watch a lot of Destiny. This is pretty obviously satire trolling. His point is that Ethan jumped to the conclusion that Destiny's a pedophile without sufficient evidence in his opinion, so he's doing the same to make a point. That's my take, at least. I think that's likely as well. That's his rhetorical style. LSF was full of people believing him the other day when he jokingly said he should become a Nazi from an out-of-context clip. He's trolling. The point is that Ethan made a VOD about him knowing. Dude, all of fans do this, where it's just like an endless debate. An endless debate over some of the dumbest things that he says over and over again. Things that he knows are indefensible. Things that he knows are fake. It's awesome. Yeah, if you want to see him claim Fuentes, by the way, here's the proof once again.
That's something he'll have to learn and grow. Not to sound like not to be too self-aggrandizing, but like Fuentes should be worshiping me because I am literally I was the only lifeline that he had to like being able to breach like mainstream political conversations. Like I represented a huge potential opportunity to him, and he just was so bad faith in the way that he treats me. It's unbelievable. I don't know why he would do that. Like he should have been so conciliatory towards me, and I'm not looking for that. I'm not asking him to be anything, but for him to be like relentlessly bad faith against me all the time, like bro, who the like I can put you on a stream in front of 14,000 people. Like I'm giving you your phone number to like Adam22 so you can go to a show. Why the f you like burn so hard? Like you're so stupid.
And how Nick Fuentes, who is also a neo-Nazi, and so yeah. Now let's get to the news. Notice how they're pulling 15 years ago, but all you have to do is look back a few months. Wait, what? There is nothing that they pull out anyway. Also, none of that shit even makes sense. Like, I'm an agent of the Chinese Communist Party, but I'm also simultaneously a Department of Homeland Security agent. Which is it? Do I work for the Department of Homeland Security, or am I an agent of the Chinese Communist Party? What's going on? They say like I'm spying for everybody. Okay, I'm a double agent. Okay, I'm a quadruple agent. I'm big homie badass over here, dude. Jason Bourne. The Nazi I platformed acted in bad faith is a wild statement. Yeah. Yeah, I'm also a terrorist too. Yeah, I'm such an agent of China that I'm simultaneously an agent of the CCP, but also I got detained and criminally prosecuted in China. I was in Chinese jail. That's the other thing. It's like, not only am I an agent of China, but I also am an agent of Hamas. And despite being an agent of China, I got detained in China and I was arrested and prosecuted in China. That's what they say too. It's all made up. Wake up. If you believe any of this, you're a moron, dude. God damn, it doesn't even make sense. None of it makes sense. Anyway, Trump is going to send border czar Tom Homan in Minnesota.
Announced Monday morning that he's going to be dispatching his border czar Tom Homan to the state. Trump wrote, quote, "I am sending Tom Homan to Minnesota tonight. He has not been involved in that area."
He's going to eat everybody. I'm going to Minnesota. I'm there. I'm going to see if there's any immigrants there. I'm Tom Homan.
But knows and
You got arrested in China? No, dumbass, I didn't. They lied and said I got arrested in China. And now they're lying and saying I'm an agent of CCP. And it's ironic because we spent a ton of money for that Chinese trip, like out of pocket. I wish the Chinese government paid us to do that. Dude, are you kidding me? Wish.
likes many of the people there. Tom is tough but fair and will report directly to me. This is a notable development, particularly because Homan, as the president pointed out, has not been the one on the ground leading the...
Where's Hammer and Sickle Hat? I not CCP? No, I am ideologically favorable towards any anti-capitalist initiative, okay? Make no mistake. This is not a secret. I say it all the time. Do you understand? Although I do have criticisms of the Chinese government with regular frequency, I think we can learn some lessons from the central planned economy that China has, okay? One that actually focuses on improving the material conditions of the working class rather than improving the bottom line of billionaires. That's my point. It's not a secret. None of this is a secret. And it's not exactly a favorable position to hold in the United States of America, at least for now. It's becoming more of a favorable position, okay? It's becoming more and more of a favorable position every single day, especially with the American